it is Alex from Blacksheep IT Consulting, and we are installing us Siebel 25.12 on Windows 2025 server. And our database is an Oracle 23 AI free release, 23.9 to be exact, which is certified with Siebel 25 and 26. And we have installed the Siebel enterprise components, the binaries. We've tested successfully that we can, for example, use SQL Plus to get as sysdba into this empty, yet empty database, because in this video we are going to install us a Siebel, a fresh new Siebel database into this Oracle 3 database. Let's see if that works out. And first we are already logged in as sysdba, which is an advantage, of course. And we need to run the grant user SQL. So we can go to the machine installation, so Siebel SES, and you have DB server Oracle grant user SQL. Run that script as sysdba, so that will prompt for the table owner user, which is of course Siebel. Then for the user, that's the password for Siebel. I'll keep simple passwords since this is a simple environment. Don't use simple passwords like that in your production, in our mission critical environments. You know the drill. And oh, that reminds me, there is no table space, so I can just cancel this. We need table spaces first. Sorry for that. And our friend Claude helps me to create the table space, do the create table space thingies. And these look okay. So start with 2 gig, increase, auto extend, unlimited max size. And yeah, let's just see if that works out. So I have something to copy over here. My install notes. Okay, important if we work with a container database, make sure to set that container. Okay. Is that correct, or is that, yeah, seems to be correct. Let me exit that and do it again. That looks better. Yeah, I was looking for that session altered. So now we can create this first table space. Okay, seems to work. And we got our table space created. Now let's do the index table space. And we got a second table space, so I can verify them. That is a nice statement. Let's see if that works. And obviously, yes, we have Siebel data, Siebel index. Looking good. All right, so we can run the script again. So we go Siebel as the table owner, that's the password. Now we have the choice of table spaces. So the default table space is of course Siebel underscore data. Then we have the temp table space, and the index table space is Siebel index. Okay, something not right here. Why? I had that in a different machine, had it as well. It looks like there's, I don't know, some error in the grant user SQL. So what I fall back on is a grant user script that is extracted from the grant user SQL with all the values entered. And I run that one. So this is the file I mentioned. So again, this you can generate by reading grant user SQL, which I did with the help of Claude. And of course, fill in the blanks, that is the passwords and the usernames. So this is what the grant user SQL basically does as commands that it runs. So I've saved that to a file in the install folder. So let's run this and let's see how far we get. We need to set the container. And now we can run this file. And that looks much better. Okay. So user Siebel created successfully. So now for good measure, let's see if we can log in as Siebel and admin. Yes, Siebel is in. And admin as well. Okay, so yeah, that was weird. I'm not sure if it was just 23 AI in combination with, or this free database in combination with what Oracle does in the standard grant user. But once we run the same commands, then we get there. So this is definitely not a supported way. So you have, if you have trouble with the grant user SQL, talk to Oracle. Okay, but now we are ready to run a wizard, which is the database configuration wizard. And you can run that from the menu. There it is, database server configuration. So that's installed by the Siebel installer on Windows. On Linux, you call this from command line, and it should bounce up this one. Yeah, exactly. And this is the usual Siebel wizard, so it hasn't changed much, with which you can do a few things. Not everything is supported anymore, but definitely can install a new database where you have run the grant user commands. So we have the folders names, which are okay. We have Oracle. We are installing a database, and we wish to install a new database, and we have run grant user. And we have our table owner and the connect string. Remember, that's free PDB1. And it's a Unicode database. And we have English as the base language. And then we have the database user, which is admin. Just copy paste the password here. And we have the table owner. And well, that is, nobody knows what this does. Well, but we just keep it, and we have our index tablespace and data tablespace. Okay, we do not have Oracle parallel indexing. We have this Siebel standard role, and we have a log output directory. We want to apply the configuration changes, and we're ready to roll with the Siebel upgrade wizard. So once this wizard finishes, it creates a UCF file, and that is an upgrade configuration file, and this file will now be loaded into upgrade wizard. And if anything goes wrong, you can run this from command line manually using the UCF file. You don't have to go through the wizard. You have the file. Of course, if you entered something wrong, go through the wizard again. It will regenerate the file. So once we click next, yes, it does some registry stuff apparently. And now we have the upgrade wizard ready to go. So without further ado, fingers crossed, that's a first that we install this on a 23AI free database. So I personally think it would be okay because it has enough space for holding all these Siebel tables, but we know when it's finished. So let's click OK. And yep, that looks good. That is actually looking very weird. But what you can see is that it is massively parallelizing. This is actually fun to watch. It is, how many windows are this? Yeah, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 parallel streams, if you will, of DDL imp or something like that creates the tables and the indexes. Freaking out our little free database in its container, probably the hard way, but it doesn't look bad. I've seen this run faster on on bigger databases, but it will get somewhere. So we definitely have a connection. We have the correct ground user settings. Otherwise, this wouldn't even start. And we're good. Well, we're good to watch, or we're good to, of course, pause the video a little bit and come back when anything substantial happens. So this will run for roughly 1 or 2 hours. There's let's preview this quickly. We have the table creation, index creation. We have the seed data import for non-translated and translated. That's just E and U first. The language packs need to be handled separately. We have some scripts, functions, and then is import repository data. That's a big one. That is, 300 plus tables, repository data, big one. That will take an hour or more, even on a fast database. And enable workspaces also sometimes takes a while, and well, we'll see how far we get. So I'll leave this running, of course, and I'll pause the video recording so we get back when anything exciting happens. Okay, so yeah, just a few minutes later, we have popping up the summary HTML report, which is generated automatically. Has been like this for a while in modern Siebel. If you have, of course, a default browser setup like Windows has. And this confirms, well, let's take a look at the steps and errors page, that all the steps to install the Siebel database are indeed complete. So, good news. Took 2 hours 41 minutes, which is average, I guess, on bigger, better, more expensive databases. It would be much faster, but the free database on the Windows subsystem for Linux on Podman as a container, it fared pretty well. And now we have a Siebel database. Yes, indeed. So let's fire up that SQL developer and take a tour. So we can, of course, click OK in the upgrade wizard. And the configuration wizard now gets notice completed, so we can exit that. And the SQL developer takes its sweet time. Okay. So we are connecting to the free PDB1 as the Siebel user. Yep, there we go. So we can expand these tables here. And that looks like a regular Siebel database to me, right? So nothing out of the ordinary. And yeah, let's take on one table, which famously was used for validating a installed database, the S-zip code table, which also should be replete with seed data. Yep, there it goes. And with this, we have a successful touchdown on the new database installation with 25.12. Probably not too dissimilar to earlier versions and later versions. So it's a good reference if you ever have to install a fresh new Siebel database. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next demo.